The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode, Season 2, Episode 15 of Where Are They Now Wednesdays here on the Missouri Sports Network. I know come alongside Kent Mueller and the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Hey, a reminder that you're watching the original and the only ones left standing. Where Are They Now Wednesday? Don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys. The Missouri are Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network are your sources for not only what Missouri high school talent does when they're in high school, but also what they do when they reach the national stage of the NCAA. No one has more information than we do. And hey, do us a favor. Hey, go to our YouTube page and like us. Invite a friend to go to the YouTube page and like us. Go to our Facebook page or subscribe at YouTube. Go to our Facebook page and like us, and also sign up to follow us on Twitter. Hey, are you ready? Hey, because we've already done all the homework for you. Sit back, listen, and enjoy as I talk over to Playing on Sports, Kent Mueller.
Thank you, Guy. Last week, we wrapped up going over all the Missouri-raised and trained athletes who have gone on to compete in the NCAA and help their team reach the Final Four in their sport this last year. The Final Four is a really big thing. Put that into perspective. It's true that every school doesn't sponsor every sport, but only the very smallest programs sponsor fewer than about a dozen sports, and some sponsor over 30. These are all NCAA-sanctioned sports. There is a champion and a Final Four for each one. I haven't done the math as to how many separate teams compete in all the sports in the NCAA, but I do know there are 40 sports sanctioned by the NCAA. That means there are only 160 rosters that can claim a spot in the Final Four of their sport. There are almost 1,100 colleges in the 3 divisions of the NCAA. A good estimate would be at least 20 sports per college. That math is easy. Well over 20,000 teams, all competing for a spot in the Final Four of its sport. The NCAA says those rosters contain well over 500,000 athletes. Where am I going with this? Very few athletes get to know what it is like to get onto a Final Four. Over the last few weeks, we have brought to you over 150 Missouri athletes who helped propel their team to their Final Four. We aren't like California or Texas or Florida with tens of millions of residents. We have 6.2 million residents, and those 6.2 million Missourians compete toe-to-toe with athletes all across the country. We showed how well Missouri was represented at the highest levels of collegiate athletic competition. And we will continue to do that week after week, because that is what we do here at Where Are They Now Wednesday. The summer is a transition from last year's performances to the anticipation of this year's performances. Yes, I said this year's, not next year's. The fall sports season starts in a little over a month. Today, we're going to look into the fall sports season. Of course, we don't have any results, no rankings, no stats, no honors, no Final Fours yet. We are just now getting closer to the final rosters for the seasons. Closer. We don't have the final rosters. There are late additions to those rosters that are yet to be made, and many of the freshmen are to be added yet. And those are important. Every addition to a roster, early or late, is an entire story in itself about the hopes and dreams of an athlete playing the sport they love. We will be accumulating thousands of Missourians who will compete in the NCAA this fall. And when we have them, you will get the results, just like over the last year. When we started tracking this data, we discovered a number of things. One, people care about what local athletes do when they're playing on into the NCAA. Two, people are busy and find it difficult to remember where athletes are competing. Three, often the athletes aren't where they started their collegiate career. The implementation of the transfer portal has been a bigger change than even what was predicted. add in the enticements of NIL, and last year's roster and many of those social media announcements become of little value. If you look at a roster, you may find the athlete is no longer there, but the website doesn't tell you where they have gone. That is what we do. So you need to follow us on X at @plain_sports and at Scoreboard Guy. Today, we will take a look at where some Missouri athletes are preparing for their fall season. Some will be on the same roster, some will be on a new roster, and some are entering their first year of collegiate competition. That and more right after these messages.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days. Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
We will get started by looking at Missourians who are on a fall sport roster at an NCAA school. And remember, these rosters aren't final, and some have yet to list their freshmen. UMKC men's soccer. The Kangaroos have added 15 new athletes to their roster that contains 9 returning starters from a team that got to the round of 16 last year. One of those returning starters is Bryson Gosh. He's a redshirt junior defender out of Liberty High. Last year, as a redshirt sophomore, he was selected to be a captain for the Roos. He started all 21 games, playing a complete game 15 times. Bryson never left the field during the 4 postseason games. The Summit League recognized him as honorable mention all-conference. He also was named to the Summit League all-tournament team and was academic all-Summit League. As the season progressed, Bryson just became stronger and better. We look for that to continue this year as UMKC enters the season with high expectations. Also, a men's soccer Roo is Bryce Middleton. He is a junior forward out of Rockhurst High. 2 years ago, as a freshman, Bryce played 14 games, starting 5. He scored 3 goals in only 652 minutes of time on the field. Last year, as a sophomore, he played in 8 games before suffering a season-ending injury. Bryce is back for his junior year. Now we'll take a look at UMKC women's soccer. The Roo women look to improve upon their 7-8-3 record from a year ago, and they have at least 2 Missouri women to get that done for them. Madeline Muir is a senior defender out of Incarnate Word Academy. Madeline's playing time and roster position has steadily risen since her arrival in Kansas City. Last year, she started 16 of the 18 games the Kangaroos played. Her 1,377 minutes were the 4th most on the team and had 6 complete games. The defender can come down the field, too, as she scored her first collegiate goal against Southern Illinois. That goal was the game winner. Kinsley Smith is a sophomore defender out of Narix Hall. The former All-State honoree, as a marker, didn't hesitate when she got on campus last year as a freshman. Kinsley started 16 of the 18 games and had the 3rd most minutes on the team. She played the entire 90 minutes of the game 9 times. The Summit League took notice and named her to the All-Summit newcomer team. Now we'll take a look at UMKC's women's volleyball team. There are also 2 Missourians who will be on that roster. Coco Bushhorn is a sophomore setter out of Glendale High. Coco played in 45 sets while starting 2 matches. When on the court, she averaged 2.49 assists per set. Her high was 19 assists. She also posted a 16 assist, 10 dig double-double against South Dakota in a Summit League match. She will compete for playing time with Lila Jones, a junior transfer out of Texas who has competed 1 year each at Texas A&M International and the University of Arkansas in Pine Bluff. We have Ryan Watry. She is a sophomore right side out of Lee Summit West. Ryan played in 29 sets over the 13 matches in which she played. As a freshman last year, she tallied 15 kills and 5 blocks against North Dakota State. Now we'll take a look at the St. Louis University Billikens. They're working on improving upon their 8-5-8 record from a year ago. They are doing that with 10 Missourians on their fall roster, 7 of whom are freshmen. Let's look at these soccer players. Draven Barnett is a senior midfielder out of Lee Summit. Draven spent his first 2 years out of Lee Summit at Temple University in the American Athletic Conference. While there, he was named to the 2022 AAC All-Rookie team. Last year, after transferring back to his home state, Draven appeared in 15 games with 7 starts. Braden Sellers is a sophomore midfielder out of the Whitfield School. The midfielder playing collegiately in his hometown, got on the field last year in 4 matches. His most time was 28 minutes, which came against nationally ranked Indiana. Jackson Delkus is a sophomore forward out of Chaminade. Coming out of high school, Jackson was ranked as the #1 player in the nation by Prep Soccer. Last year, his playing time increased throughout the season. He played in 17 games, his first being against Duquesne University. And now for the freshman class of Billikens. Jack DeMaria is a freshman midfielder out of St. Louis University High. DeMaria, soccer, St. Louis. You have heard those words together before. We have discussed Maddie DeMaria a number of times. Jack is Maddie's older brother. Obviously, soccer is a big topic in the DeMaria family. As you will recall from previous episodes, Maddie is a rising junior at Corhezu Academy. She has already won the Gatorade Missouri Girls Soccer Player of the Year twice, and she was named the Gatorade National Girls Soccer Player of the Year as a freshman. Obviously, Maddie learned and improved her game growing up with her big brother. Jack was a top drawer class of 2025 top 200 recruit. He is the son of Jeff DeMaria, the St. Louis University great who graduated from SLU in 1999 and Christian Brothers in 1995. The father finished as a Billiken as a first-team All-American. He played 6 years of professional soccer. Soccer runs strong in the DeMaria household. Brian Kinderman, the St. Louis University Assistant Athletic Director for Media Relations, fleshed out the DeMaria family even further for me. There is an older sister, Anna, who competes for the University of Missouri. The mother, Sarah, played at Loyola Chicago. Jack's grandfather, Tom, was a goalkeeper at Quincy University and is in the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame. That is what you call a soccer family. Kai Yeager is a freshman defender out of Kirkwood. Like Jack DeMaria, Kai too was a top drawer soccer class of 2025 top 200 recruit and will compete for playing time on the back line for the Billikens. Sam Kalish is a freshman midfielder out of Lafayette High. Sam was honored as a second-team All-State selection while a senior Lancer. He has a rare opportunity in collegiate sports. He will be coached by his father. Kevin Kalish is the Billikens' head coach. Carter Knodel is a freshman, a defender out of Marquette High. Carter enters his collegiate career with a commanding presence at his center back position. He has the opportunity to fit in right away. Jackson McNeil is a freshman defender out of Parkway West. Jackson will compete early for time on the Billiken back line. Luke Ponasaroli is a freshman midfielder out of Chaminade. Luke's ability was well known throughout the region. He now has the opportunity to compete for time in the SLU back in midfield. Nick Schramm is a freshman midfielder out of Christian Brothers. Nick is another local athlete who will be competing for time in that midfield. Now let's move on to the St. Louis University women's soccer team. The Billikens are coming off of a 15-2-6 2024 season where they didn't lose a match in Atlantic 10 conference play. They did that with 13 Missourians on their roster when they finished ranked 22nd in the last poll. This year, there are 15 Missourians on the roster. Hannah Larson is a graduate student, midfielder, and forward out of Hickman High. Hannah hit the ground running when she arrived on campus. Her freshman year, she was named to the Atlantic 10 Conference All-Rookie team. After missing her sophomore year due to injury, she was named to the A10 Championship All-Tournament team. As a redshirt junior, Hannah was tied for first in the conference in assists, which was only 20 and was also 23rd nationally. She was third in the conference in points. For that, she was named to the all-conference second team and also the conference all-academic team. Last year, as a redshirt senior, she was named to the A10 first team and the conference championship all-tournament team. She got the assist in SLU's postseason first round 1-0 win over the University of Kansas. Hannah is back for her fourth year of competition. She is already fifth in career assists and 10th in career points in program history. Riley Howard is a senior forward out of Lafayette High. Riley is a Billiken after spending the first 2 years of her collegiate career at the University of Wisconsin. She started all 19 games as a freshman Badger before being hobbled by injury her sophomore year. She then transferred back home for her junior year. She played in 17 games as a first-year Billiken, getting her first goal against George Washington University. Ellie Palachek is a senior midfielder out of Webster Groves. The former All-Stater from Webster Groves played in 9 games her freshman year and 10 her sophomore year when she got her first collegiate point with an assist against Duquesne University. She got action in 6 games last year as a junior. Izzy Lubert is a senior defender out of Capital City. Izzy started out at the University of Arkansas, where she played in 13 games as a Razorback. The former All-State honoree then transferred back to her hometown. As a sophomore, she started all 24 games on the back line. As a junior, she played a key part of that Billiken back line that recorded 14 shutouts and gave up only 0.61 goals per game. Camille Welker is a redshirt junior defender out of Hezu Academy. Camille spent her first 2 years of collegiate soccer at the University of Iowa, where she was on the Buckeye team that won the Big Ten tournament her freshman year. Her first year back in St. Louis was shortened to 3 games because of a season-ending injury. Nina Prusser is a junior midfielder out of Nerix Hall. As a senior at Nerix Hall, Nina was an All-State honoree and was a co-offensive player of the year. Nina has played in 24 games during her first 2 years as a Billiken and is all set for her junior year. Lucy Schwartz is a redshirt sophomore forward midfielder out of Visitation Academy. Lucy is another Missouri first-team All-Stater to make her way to the Billiken roster. After missing her first year due to an injury, Lucy commanded increasing playing time throughout last season when she started 13 games, including the last 12. She led all freshmen with 1,068 minutes, including the entire 97 minutes against USC in the NCAA tournament. 2 other times she played all 90 minutes. That isn't uncommon for a defender, but that shows great conditioning for a forward and especially a midfielder. Lucy's performance improved as the season progressed and resulted in her being named to the A10 Championship All-Tournament team. Emma Parker is a sophomore goalkeeper out of Eureka High. Emma was a multisport athlete as a Wildcat at Eureka. She competed in volleyball and track as a freshman and was a four-peat as a Missouri All-State golfer. Her freshman collegiate year was spent at the University of Arkansas, where she participated in 2 shutouts. Emma transferred to SLU at the beginning of the spring 2025 semester. Audrey Smith is a sophomore forward out of Fort Zumwalt South. In addition to being a multi-year Missouri All-State selection, Audrey was a 2-time high school All-American and was the Missouri Offensive Player of the Year as a senior. Last year as a freshman, Audrey played in 19 games, starting 6. Her 4 goals tied her for 3rd on the team. Ashley Mueller is a sophomore midfielder out of Fort Zumwalt South. Ashley is another Bulldog to come out of that Fort Zumwalt South class of 2023. She was a 2-time Missouri All-State performer, and combining with Audrey Smith, she won 3 Missouri state titles in their 4 years of high school soccer. Ashley's 701 minutes was the 3rd most among Billiken freshmen last year. She played in 21 games, getting the game-winning assist in the 1-0 win over Massachusetts. And joining the upperclassmen on the experienced St. Louis squad are 5 freshmen out of the state of Missouri. Kate Lewis is a freshman goalkeeper out of Visitation Academy. Kate was the independent school's co-goalkeeper of the year. She joins the goalkeeper room, which is also inhabited by Emma Parker out of Eureka, who I noted earlier. Caroline Shire is a freshman midfielder and forward out of St. Joseph's Academy. Caroline joins the Billiken women's soccer team as a high school All-American, 2-time All-State selection, and the Missouri Class 3 Player of the Year. Avi Rodemeyer is a freshman midfielder out of St. Dominic. Ava joins the midfielder room inhabited by several other Missourians: Hannah Larson, Caroline Shire, Ella Polachek, Nina Prusser, and Ashley Miller. A.D. Brosder is a freshman forward out of Lee Summit West. It takes speed and endurance to play collegiate soccer. A.D. has proven that she has that. As a high school Titan, she earned track All-State honors 12 times. Yes, 12 times. 4 times each in the 800 meters, 4x400 meter relay, and the 4x800 meter relay. In addition, she was a 4-time track and field academic All-State honoree. Ava Scarfina is a freshman defender out of Timberland. Ava is a 4-time Girls Academy team representative, team captain, and 2-time All-Academic honoree. Those are 15 Missourians who are both the present and the future of an excellent Division I women's soccer program. In collegiate circles, it is well known that you need to recruit well locally. St. Louis University does that, and the outstanding local talent serves them very well. Now we'll move on to the St. Louis University women's volleyball team. SLU is looking to build upon 2 consecutive 11-win, 20-loss seasons. On the Billiken volleyball roster this year is Kayla Jansen. She's a sophomore middle blocker out of St. Joseph's Academy. This may sound odd to say, but in keeping with referencing team nicknames, I must. The former Angel, Kayla Jansen, stepped in quickly last year as a freshman. She ranked 2nd on the team with 115 total blocks, including 5 or more in 8 matches. Kayla ended with 198 points, 3rd most on the team, and along the way, she made 20 service aces and got 45 digs. For all that, she was named to the Atlantic 10 All-Rookie team. Now let's move back to Lindenwood, where we're going to take a look at their women's volleyball team. The Lions have only competed in Division I for 3 years, and they are building a very solid program. In their 3 years after moving from Division II, they have been 12-17, 16-14, and now 23-11 last year. Last year's performance included a 14-4 record in Ohio Valley Conference play and resulted in a conference title. They're building this program with local talent. There were 12 Missourians on last year's roster, and there will be a minimum of 9 on this year's team. Amelia Throw is a redshirt junior setter out of Orchard Farm. Amelia transferred back to her hometown after 2 years at Shorter University. She did not appear in a match last year which will serve as her redshirt year. Anna Kramer is a junior opposite side playing out of Lafayette High. Anna arrived on campus with her experience as a Missouri Class 5 state champion while a Lancer at Lafayette. She stepped in as a freshman, appearing in 27 matches while starting 17. She was fourth on the team in kills. Last year, she appeared in 50 sets over 19 matches, posting 80 kills. Dana Gribb is a junior defensive specialist and libero out of Eureka High. As a freshman, Dana appeared in 64 sets, primarily as a defensive specialist. She got 82 digs. Having only 7 errors all season, Dana had an exceptional .954 receiving percentage. Her time increased last year to allow her to appear in all 34 matches. Her 294 digs were the fourth most on the team. Lexi Meny is a junior libero out of Windsor. The All-State team member was also a 4-time academic All-State honoree. In her freshman year, which appeared in 39, she appeared in 39 sets. That increased last year to 101 sets over 31 matches, while she collected 27 aces and 53 digs. Jade Roth is a redshirt sophomore middle hitter out of Farmington High. Jada appeared in 29 matches, starting 23 as a freshman. She accumulated 140 kills and 58 total blocks. Last season was shortened to 4 matches due to a season-ending injury. Autumn Bax is a sophomore right side out of Blair Oaks. Autumn was a 3-time All-State honoree while in high school and has not disappointed at the college level. As a freshman, she started 28 games. Her 329 kills was the second most on the team and is the most of any freshman in program history. Her 261 hitting percentage was the 10th best in the Ohio Valley Conference. 5 times, Autumn was named the OVC Freshman of the Week, which made her the logical OVC Freshman of the Year. Autumn was an All-OVC second-team honoree as she led her Lions to the conference tournament championship. Izzy Herbold is a sophomore defensive specialist out of Helias Catholic. As a freshman, Izzy appeared in 13 sets spread over 7 matches. She recorded 23 digs, 3 service aces, and 2 assists. Blair Sitton is a freshman middle blocker opposite side out of Central Park Hills High. The freshman enters her collegiate career as an all-conference and all-district selection at Central High. And we have Kylie Ritchie, who is a freshman outside hitter, middle hitter out of Versailles. The 6'2" Versailles grad will get work at both as being a middle hitter and as an outside hitter. Guy, those are just some of our Missouri-raised and trained athletes who will be competing in the NCAA this fall, and all of these were in Division I.
Well, some outstanding names there, and it helps when you turn your microphone on, as I forgot to do at the beginning of this segment. But these are tremendous athletes. I've covered a lot of them, probably interviewed several of them. I know Autumn Bax was part of a show a couple of different times, but it's been nice catching up with them. It's been nice catching up with the folks on the Missouri Milestones list and talk about where we are there.
Well, we now have over 2,700 1,000-point scores. We keep adding more all the time. We are starting to add members to the football and volleyball list. The football lists are for passing, receiving, and rushing. The volleyball lists are for both girls volleyball and boys volleyball. Those lists are for kills, assists, digs, total blocks, and service aces. To get those lists, all you have to do is to follow me and Guy on X. You will find me at @plain_sports, and you will find Guy at Scoreboard Guy. And you can help us out. Do you know someone who should be on our list? Do you have information that can help us fill in a blank? Can you ask your high school to send the school's data on their athletes? Just send them to me. You can reach me at plainonsports@gmail.com. And what else do we have on tap, Guy?
Well, we've got tomorrow coming out the Thursday podcast, the Missouri Milestones, the podcast. Do not have a guest lined up right now. Working on a group of sisters and cousins from Walnut Grove, working on Fred Johnson, who's the all-time leading scorer on the men's side in Missouri high school boys basketball history. And we've got a few other interviews that are in the can currently that we could use if we don't. So there'll be an interesting interview for sure tomorrow morning on Missouri Milestones, the podcast. I'm sorry, Thursday. Well, tomorrow is Thursday. But hey, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. And again, I apologize for not having my mic on at the beginning of this second segment here. But hey, as always, keep it right here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. If you want to be the smartest fan in the stands, hey, sign up and follow us now. We're 6 or 8 weeks out of football, and then it really gets ramped up in the fall sports. Hope everybody has a blessed day. It is right now, it's 31 minutes after the hour. I'm looking at the wrong clock. But hey, thank you. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe.